There has been a rising trend in the indie art scene, with bigger game studios embracing AI technology only to lead to the inevitable controversy with its communities. It actually helps smaller independent studios. This is why many creators who don't use or are against AI are being very vocal about the fact that their creation was made without AI. The marketing for Death to Happiness was just that, an indie film made by one guy without the use of AI. It's what initially caught my attention, and after I learned that it's actually a surreal psychological film that has animation work as well, I was very excited to watch this film. We start with a very cryptic scene, immediately bringing us to a feeling of dread. This story will give you a choice. What you choose will determine the fate of the world. Choose wisely. A lot of questions can start to form with this statement, especially whether this is symbolic or literal. Even in this intro, the sound design is absolutely chilling. Instead of describing it to you, you need to hear it for yourself. A narrator asks the question, when nothing makes sense, what do you do? While narrating, a man is typing with his arm raised, yet he doesn't know what he is typing. Perhaps it's what's stated in the narration, but what we do know is that he is a writer, and this is Death to Happiness. This writer is either selling his soul, or that's what his character thinks. On a piece of paper, he writes this very sentiment, but we don't know who the you is that he's referring to yet. Eventually, he runs out of ink and then gets more. And you don't even is added to the previous statement. It's hard to read the full page currently, but hopefully we'll get a shot of the full unblurred page at some point, or maybe we won't. This writer seems to live on an alien planet of some kind, or maybe aliens inhabited Earth. Either way, having most of the scene in first person is actually quite clever cinematography after showing us the aliens. Traveling the city, he meets a statue-like figure. The paper he was working on gets processed. He fails, over and over, no matter how hard he tries. He does not fit in, and feels judged for his attempts. The starving artist tries, but doesn't succeed. However, a new opportunity arrives, being a writer for someone else, an organization of some kind. We then get a few shots of the world, human-like entities walking around, tall alien structures. Aliens invaded Earth. Our main protagonist seems to be the only human left, yet his writing abilities keep getting rejected, so either he keeps failing job interviews, or this society is heavily critical on people's writing abilities for some reason. We also keep getting scenes of him in a meadow with a typewriter, and we still aren't sure if this is the protagonist writing the story, or if this is the story he is writing, or if this is a non-linear story. Anyways, walking in what appears to be an alien temple, he speaks to the tree, but words form into notes instead. We can no longer understand this man. That is, until the narration tells us. So far, this film has been about writer's block. His hands feel disconnected from the typewriter, yet the typewriter is still typing. Perhaps it's a commentary on how stories can have a life of their own even after the author expires. The writer then ranks 5 goals as part of the interview process: money, family, creativity, love, and purpose, in that order. Any other person would have a different order of importance, and that's what makes this scene stand out. That night, he has a nightmare. Everything feels off, as if he is drifting through his reality. Incredibly weak from this experience, sick to his stomach, all of a sudden, his list vanishes. Whoever this message was for received his input. He wakes up again. Here, in this scene, it's revealed he was writing 5 sources of happiness. So, according to the writer, money is the highest source of happiness, and purpose is the lowest. The tree told him to write about happiness, so he did, but it still failed. He was lied to. Does this confirm that we are seeing what is being written? He writes about happiness, then we see him rank 5 sources of happiness. It also gave him a tool. Currently, we can assume it's the typewriter. Maybe, time will tell though. Halfway through the film, the narration turns from spoken word into what's sounding more like a book. Words are clearer as to if they are dialogue or thoughts, meaning we do see the story he is writing unfold before us. Time is already telling us what the tool could possibly be. I thought it was the typewriter, but the very next scene, he has a phone and is doom scrolling. It warps reality and he loses sleep. This affects his mentality and his writings. He realizes that he can be more than just a writer. Going outside, he no longer feels trapped. That is, until his phone goes off once again, except this time, it's a deadline. He tries to get rid of it. It hurts him. There seems to be no escape. Death to Happiness constantly goes from the narrated moments to absolute silence. The manic state of the protagonist is very relatable to other creatives, such as myself, where we will have months of inspiration and productivity only for eventually something to happen in life that derails our flow. This channel is proof of that very sentiment. I haven't mentioned it yet, but there are countless segments where the cinematography is the focus, and it's genuinely beautiful. Combination of camera placements, locations, color grading, and how the protagonist acts blends these scenes into a smooth viewing experience. The film just looks aesthetically appealing. As a person who edits as a job, it's very impressive color grading. The importance of disconnecting from technology is also extremely relevant to this movie. There are so many scenes of the main character indoors, attempting to write, but later in the film, we see him explore nature and embrace the weather. Although it appears very early, we see the marriage between tech and nature. In all the scenes where the protagonist is typing in front of a tree in the middle of a field. However, he wakes up. The sky is bright red. Unidentified noises crowd the air. Visions of the eye pierce his mind. What was once beautiful is now horrific. A giant floating eye watches him. Then we get the final scene. That ending actually surprised me. The fact that we are part of his story and now he's essentially blaming us for watching this story, actually super clever. Actually a super clever ending, I'm not gonna lie, but it isn't over. Remember how at the beginning it says for you to choose an ending? While we assume it should be the credits at this point, instead, we get an epilogue. Your choice will have an impact on the characters of the next film, and together we will create a world that could be hopeful or helpless. There is something deeper to this film, and you can be the one to solve it. So there's going to be a sequel, and you right now can impact the sequel. We then get a statement from the director. At a time when AI is automating creativity, well, not anymore, I guess, because Sora just got shut down. Let's freaking go. For the audience or aspiring filmmakers with a dream, you can do it. Your dreams can come true. I set out to make an entire movie completely alone. It was a year of uncertainties, challenges, and self-doubt, but I did it. If I can, so can you. I do not believe in AI as a way to make art. I believe us humans are capable of learning, and if we choose to learn, we can not only explore ourselves, but the world around us through what we learn and feel. AI does not and will never be able to do that. By making a film alone, I showed what will and determination can do. It's your turn now.